The highest standard alchemy grand ceremony on the Dou Qi Continent, the Medicine Clan's medicine ceremony, officially began. This grand event, gathering the finest alchemy masters under heaven, seemed on the surface to be filled with drifting pill fragrance and unprecedented splendor. Yet beneath it, hidden currents surged. As several of the continent's top experts arrived one after another, what should have been a simple contest of alchemy completely escalated into a peak confrontation over who would hold authority in the continent's alchemy world. With the ultimate alchemy duel beginning, four supreme experts revealed their strength at once. Four world-shaking heavenly flames gathered in the sky, creating a legendary scene rarely seen even once in 10,000 years of the medicine ceremony. Hun Xuzi was the first to act. He summoned the Soul Clan's supreme treasure, a subflame of the void-devouring flame. This was no ordinary subflame, but a young form heavenly flame far beyond common flames. It carried a terrifying devouring power, and its pressure was so dreadful that every expert present turned solemn. Elder Wanhua followed closely behind, summoning the 9 serene wind flame. This strange heavenly flame, shaped like a violent gale, was domineering and sharp. Under his masterful control, its might surged into the heavens, firmly holding the Medicine Clan's home ground and resisting the Soul Clan's sinister flame. Elder Shinnong also brought out his hidden trump card, the Life Spirit Flame, ranked 5th on the Heavenly Flame ranking. Its entire body was emerald green like living fire, containing boundless vitality. It could nurture all medicinal ingredients, extend life, and was the most unique healing type heavenly flame in the world, filling everyone with envy. The first 3 supreme heavenly flames had already stunned the entire audience, but when Xiao Yan's trump card appeared, the scale of the ceremony was pushed to its peak. He summoned Xiao Yi, the heavenly flame spirit condensed from the purifying lotus demon flame. Unlike the other 3 heavenly flames, which could only maintain fixed forms, Xiao Yi possessed complete intelligence comparable to a human's. This was the top form every alchemist dreamed of. Countless alchemy giants had spent many years holding supreme heavenly flames, yet had never touched such a realm. Even Elder Shinnong frankly admitted that when he subdued his own heavenly flame back then, he had nearly died. This alone showed how unmatched Xiao Yan's fortune and strength were, surpassing both ancient and modern times. The 4 supreme heavenly flames confronted one another across the sky. The powers of righteous and sinister alchemy clashed violently, while Xiao Yan's purifying lotus demon flame stood above them all. Under the gaze of countless eyes, Xiao Yan condensed 100 zhong pink fire cauldron. Fire dragons coiled around it, and the temperature of the world rose sharply. The ultimate duel that would decide the title of the continent's #1 alchemist had officially begun. The peak struggle at the summit of the Dou Qi Continent's alchemy world started from that moment. At Patriarch Yao Dan's command, the 4 top alchemists of the Dou Qi Continent opened their cauldrons in midair, beginning a top-level alchemy duel rarely seen in 100 years. Xiao Yan, Hun Xuzi, Elder Wanhua, and Elder Shinnong stood separately in the sky, each displaying peerless alchemy techniques. Their goal was aimed directly at the legendary 9-grade profound pill. This contest gathered the ceiling-level strength of the current alchemy world. Each person's pill refining method was unique beneath the heavens, and the extreme phenomena produced by their clash completely shocked every alchemist present. The 4 experts each possessed a heavenly flame, but their refining methods were entirely different, fully revealing the foundation of true grandmasters. Among them, the most miraculous was undoubtedly Elder Shinnong. Relying on the life spirit flame, ranked 5th on the heavenly flame ranking, he displayed an almost unimaginable alchemy technique. Ordinary alchemy required mature medicinal ingredients to be prepared in advance, but he directly scattered medicinal seeds. With the life spirit flame's unique life force, he caused rare medicinal herbs that normally took 100 years to mature to grow within barely a dozen minutes. A green sea of fire surged endlessly, and life force spread across heaven and earth. Without spending an enormous amount of time cultivating them, he could rapidly produce top-grade medicinal ingredients. Such heaven-defying ability made even Xiao Yan sincerely praise him, and it also allowed everyone to see the terrifying foundation of this hidden senior of the alchemy world. On the other side, Hun Xuzi and Elder Wanhua were equally extraordinary. Hun Xuzi activated the subflame of the void-devouring flame. Black flames condensed into a cauldron, and a massive number of medicinal ingredients entered the furnace. Pill fragrance swept across the world, and his aura was steady, tyrannical, and imposing. Elder Wanhua used the 9 serene wind flame to form a pill cauldron. As an old expert of the medicine clan, his control over heavenly flames had long since reached perfection. He had already transcended the restraints of ordinary alchemy, and no longer needed to rely on a physical cauldron. Every movement he made carried the bearing of a grandmaster, firmly upholding the medicine clan's reputation in alchemy. Yet the brightest figure in the entire field was still the young Xiao Yan. He summoned Xiao Yi, the spirit of the purifying lotus demon flame. A pink fire cauldron several hundred zhang wide revolved in the sky. Fire dragons circled around it, their roars shaking the world. Its momentum was majestic beyond measure. The moment Xiao Yan acted, he threw several thousand types of medicinal ingredients into the cauldron at the same time. This bold and extreme move immediately left the medicine clan elders dumbfounded. In the eyes of ordinary people, several thousand medicinal ingredients had different properties, and refining them was extremely difficult. Refining them all at once was no different from courting death. But Xiao Yan, who possessed a heavenly flame spirit, could control his flames to a perfect level. He easily carried out detailed refinement, and his efficiency far surpassed the other 3 grandmasters. Xiao Yan's stunning performance completely convinced the proud younger generation of the medicine clan. Yao Xingji, who had once met Xiao Yan before, could not help sighing with emotion. In just a few short years, Xiao Yan had transformed from an ordinary Dou venerate into someone who could stand beside Dou saint grandmasters. The two of them were already as different as clouds and mud. Yao Ling, who possessed outstanding talent and had always been proud of her special soul constitution, also felt admiration for Xiao Yan. Among their generation, he was the only person whose soul attainments surpassed hers. His soul cultivation at the great perfection of the heavenly state made his foundation in alchemy flawless. Yao Lao, who watched the entire process, was filled with pride and comfort. He directly said that the current Xiao Yan had already surpassed him in alchemy. After one full day of refining medicinal ingredients, all 4 of them completed the first stage. But the true peak struggle had only just begun. The first to break the deadlock was Hun Xuzi. He forcefully drew upon the power of heaven and earth, using terrifying suction to gather energy from all directions, forming energy storms across the sky. He boldly charged toward the 9-grade profound pill. One had to know that the power of heaven and earth was chaotic and disorderly. It could easily disrupt medicinal properties and cause the refining process to fail. Ordinary grandmasters would never dare attempt such a method. Only top experts had the confidence to refine pills in this way. Seeing this, Elder Wanhua and Elder Shinong refused to fall behind. They each drew upon the energy of heaven and earth to strengthen their pill cauldrons, joining the struggle for the 9-grade profound pill. Xiao Yan calmly accepted the challenge as well. His fire cauldron erupted with immense suction, forcefully competing for the energy of heaven and earth. 4 energy storms raged across the sky. Thunder rumbled, and heaven and earth shook. For a time, 4 top alchemists were all attempting to refine the 9-grade profound pill on the same stage. Such a grand sight was rarely seen in 100 years. The 9-grade profound pill was a supreme treasure of alchemy. For 1,000 years, no one on the continent had successfully refined one. Now that 4 grandmasters were acting at the same time, the extreme alchemy phenomenon completely overwhelmed every alchemist present. They were personally witnessing the peak standard of alchemy on the Dou Qi Continent. The duel over the 9-grade profound pill entered its white-hot stage. The 4 top alchemists simultaneously drew upon the energy of heaven and earth to refine their pills, and shocking phenomena swept across the entire Medicine Mountain. Yet while everyone was still marveling, Medicine Clan Patriarch Yao Dan had already seen through the situation. In his heart, he quietly judged that this peak contest would most likely end with all 4 of them failing. As one of the top divine pills of the Dou Qi Continent, the 9-grade profound pill had extremely harsh refining conditions. Forming even a single pill required absorbing a massive amount of spiritual energy from heaven and earth. But with all 4 of them opening their cauldrons at the same time, the energy within 10,000 li of Medicine Mountain was simply not enough to support the formation of 4 profound pills. This duel, which seemed glorious and prosperous, had contained the seed of defeat from the very beginning. It was not only Yao Dan who realized this. With his deep experience, Yao Lao also grew solemn. He knew very well that the difference between a 9-grade treasure pill and a 9-grade profound pill was like heaven and earth. In nearly 100 years, no one on the continent had refined a single 9-grade profound pill, which proved just how difficult it was. Although he knew Xiao Yan possessed a formula for the 9-grade profound pill, he had never expected Xiao Yan to dare attempt this ultimate realm during a contest among so many heroes. This courage far exceeded everyone's expectations. Above the sky, for enormous energy tornadoes connected heaven and earth, madly plundering spiritual energy from all directions. The grand refining scene continued for 3 whole days. The extreme energy suction caused abnormal changes in the world. Not only did the surrounding air and spiritual energy become completely thin, but large patches of rare medicinal herbs on Medicine Mountain withered and turned yellow after their energy was drained. The Medicine Clan members were heartbroken. They could only urgently seal their precious medicinal fields, fearing that the entire Medicine Mountain would turn barren. The pressure of refining profound pills, which even ordinary Dou saints feared, forced every cultivator present to retreat, afraid that their own Dou Qi would be forcibly stripped away by the violent energy storms. After 3 days, the energy tornadoes across the sky suddenly dispersed. 4 giant fire cauldrons hovered in the heavens, carrying violent and unstable energy. The slightest mistake could cause a destructive explosion that would shatter the cauldron and injure the refiner. At this moment, the pill embryos inside all 4 cauldrons had stopped progressing. They had only completed half the process. The energy of heaven and earth within 10,000 li had already been exhausted. There was nothing left to continue the refinement. Only then did everyone recognize reality. Limited by insufficient energy, all 4 refining attempts had been forced to stop. The situation seemed evenly matched on the surface, but in truth, everyone stood on the edge of failure. Just as Elder Wanhua smiled bitterly and admitted defeat, believing that all of them had lost, the situation suddenly reversed. Hun Xuzi, ruthless and unwilling to accept failure, secretly unleashed the devouring secret technique of the void devouring flame. 3 pitch-black holes appeared out of nowhere, instantly locking onto the other 3 fire cauldrons. The black holes erupted with terrifying devouring power, forcibly seizing the pure pill energy that Elder Shenong and Elder Wanhua had condensed over several days. The 2 hurriedly activated their heavenly flames to resist, but the effect was minimal. The life spirit flame excelled at growth, longevity, and support, but was not skilled in attack or defense. The 9 serene wind flames grade was also insufficient. Neither could contend with the overbearing void devouring flame. Just as Hun Xuzi was about to reap the benefits, Xiao Yi, the heavenly flame spirit of Xiao Yan's purifying lotus demon flame, suddenly appeared. The true source of the purifying lotus demon flame possessed an ultimate purifying power, which happened to restrain the devouring ability of the void devouring flame. Pink flames instantly wrapped around the black hole targeting Xiao Yan. The violent devouring power was dissolved layer by layer, and Hun Xuzi's scheme to steal Xiao Yan's energy completely failed. Xiao Yan took the opportunity to absorb the scattered pure energy into his own pill cauldron. The stalled pill embryo instantly became more solid, allowing him to stabilize the situation against the tide. After one plan failed, Hun Xuzi did not stop. Instead, he turned all his power toward plundering the energy of the other 2 cauldrons. His own pill embryo rapidly condensed. It looked as though it was about to form against all odds. But at the very moment he was about to succeed, Xiao Yi struck again from the sky. With a flash, Xiao Yi rushed into Hun Xuzi's fire cauldron, slapped the lid away, and directly seized the unfinished embryo of the 9-grade profound pill before flying off in an instant. This sudden reversal completely shattered Hun Xuzi's dream. After a moment of dead silence across the sky, Hun Xuzi roared in fury, his voice shaking heaven and earth. This 9-grade profound pill duel, which had originally been locked in a stalemate, had been completely rewritten because of Hun Xuzi's vicious sneak attack. At the critical moment when Hun Xuzi had gained the advantage through a sneak attack and pill theft, Xiao Yi acted on his own, rushing straight into his fire cauldron and carrying away the unfinished 9-grade profound pill embryo. This unexpected move not only drove Hun Xuzi into a frenzy, but even Xiao Yan himself was stunned. He had won passively throughout the whole process, and it had nothing to do with his own planning. Everyone present was so shocked by this scene that they fell speechless. Yao Dan and the medicine clan elders first stared in disbelief, then all struggled to hold back their laughter. Their expressions were both comical and helpless. Hun Xuzi's despicable act of stealing everyone's refining energy had already angered the crowd. Now that Xiao had pulled the foundation out from under him and directly stolen his pill embryo, it could only be called fitting retribution and deeply satisfying. A top alchemy ceremony that should have compared foundation and technique had completely turned into a chaotic scramble for pill embryos. Even Yao Lao, who had seen countless things in his life, could not help laughing and scolding Xiao Yan for never following the normal path. Yet he did not know that this entire farce had been Xiao Yi's spontaneous act. Xiao Yi held the huge glowing pill embryo and gracefully returned to Xiao Yan. His plump little appearance contrasted sharply with his heaven-shaking action, making him seem even more lively and cunning. As for Hun Xuzi, who had lost the pill embryo that carried all his life's effort, he tore away all pretense. His killing intent surged into the heavens. He swore to tear Xiao Yan into 10,000 pieces. He drove the void-devouring flame, turning it into a pitch-black fire dragon. Carrying endless devouring power, it charged forward violently, its murderous intent sweeping across the entire Medicine Mountain. In an instant, an alchemy duel escalated into a life-and-death battle. At the critical moment, Elder Shinnong stepped forward without hesitation. He activated the life spirit flame, turning it into a green sea that stretched for 10,000 li. Giant vines spread out and firmly restrained the black flame dragon. He openly declared his disdain for Hun Xuzi's betrayal of his teacher and hypocritical conduct. He refused to let such a vile person stain the tradition of alchemy. Immediately afterward, Elder Wanhua also joined in. He condensed the 9 serene wind flame into a flaming tornado and directly smashed apart the fire dragon's attack. The two great alchemy grandmasters acted at the same time, showing just how many enemies Hun Xuzi had made and how completely he had lost the support of others. It also allowed Xiao Yan to unexpectedly gain assistance, temporarily easing the crisis. While the three sides clashed, Xiao Yan quickly steadied his mind and seized the fleeting chance to reverse the situation. An ordinary alchemist would never dare use another person's pill embryo energy. Conflicting medicinal properties could easily destroy the entire refinement. But Xiao Yan relied on the ultimate purifying power of the purifying lotus demon flame. It could refine all chaotic medicinal properties into pure source energy. He immediately ordered Xiao Yi to devour Hun Xuzi's pill embryo. The heavenly flame spirit swelled into a 100-zhong giant infant. Vast and majestic energy poured entirely into Xiao Yan's fire cauldron, causing the stalled refining process to start moving once again. Even after absorbing the energy of Hun Xuzi's pill embryo, there was still a huge gap in the energy needed to form the 9-grade profound pill. Just when Xiao Yan was at a loss, the two grandmasters helped him again. Elder Shinnong did not hesitate to give up the pill embryo he had spent so much effort refining, one whose medicinal properties had already become chaotic and difficult to form. He handed it to Xiao Yan to help him complete his path. Elder Wanhua also cast aside the barriers between factions and offered up his own pill embryo. With the support of these two precious pill sources, the energy inside Xiao Yan's fire cauldron became thick like liquid and filled to the extreme. The instant this massive amount of pure energy fully poured into the fire cauldron, a world-shaking phenomenon erupted. The clear sky was instantly covered by dark clouds. Destructive black lightning moved and rolled within the clouds, and terrifying pressure enveloped the land in all directions. This was a top-tier pill lightning phenomenon rarely seen on the continent in 100 years. Immediately afterward, countless pill pearls of different colors fell from the sky, turning into a grand and dazzling pill rain. Pill fragrance filled heaven and earth, refreshing the soul. Such a divine scene shocked the entire audience. Countless alchemists were filled with awe and knelt in worship. Seeing the magnificent sight before him, Patriarch Yao Dan's heart trembled as he spoke the truth of alchemy. When pill rain descends, the profound pill emerges. From Hun Xuzi's vicious sneak attack and the collapse of the battle situation, to Xiao Yi's heaven-defying pill theft, the generous offering of pills by the two great grandmasters, and finally the appearance of a world-shaking phenomenon, this medicine ceremony duel rose and fell with stunning twists. In the end, it paved the way for the miraculous birth of the 9-grade profound pill and completely established Xiao Yan's supreme status as one of the top alchemists of the current era.